2020 has been a very challenging year for all of us. But remember, we can always win every challenge life throws us. Let's talk about life's victories amidst pandemic and adversities. This is 2020 Success Stories. Brought to you by iCan Studios.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Cankerors, and welcome to the fourth episode of the 2020 Success Stories brought to you by the iCan Studio. And tonight po, live na live po tayo. Kaya sa mga nasa FB dyan ngayon, tutok na po sa aming live stream sa iCan Studio Facebook page. And before we start, I'm JP. I will be your host and moderator for tonight. And just to give you a quick background of who I am, a quick background about myself. So I am a full-time journalist and a part-time lecturer at Lyceum of the Philippines University Laguna. Kaya yung topic na i-discuss natin ngayon is something that is very close to my heart. So as an educator, yung pandemic ngayon really is hard. Hindi lang naman sa aming mga educators, pati sa mga estudyante. Kasi the moment na nag-start yung pandemic, nang nag-lockdown tayo, yung mabilis yung shifting natin from face-to-face classes to modular, distance learning, and then online classes. So, it's hard. Hirap siya sa estudyante kasi lahat tayo nag-adjust. Wala namang nag-ready sa atin for this pandemic. And we were initially everyone was not prepared for the shift, yung transition natin sa online classes. So, yun yung ilan sa mga struggle. But, at least kahit papaano, as we go on with this pandemic, medyo nasasanay tayo, medyo nakaka-adapt na tayo sa kung paano ba yung sistema ng online classes. And then, educational institutions are trying their best to at least give the best possible learning experience to their students kahit online class sila. So, but as I mentioned, there will always be a silver lining in every situation. We may be in the darkest tunnel as of the moment, but we can always see a light at the end of it. So yun lang, all we have to do is to take a deep breath, take a step back, see the bigger picture. Everything is, it's not easy. Lahat tayo nahihirapan. And it's okay. It's okay na medyo nararamdaman natin yung lungkot, nararamdaman natin yung hirap. It's really okay, lalo na sa panahon ng pandemic na to. But we all have to do is to be strong, we have to focus, and we have to endure it. So, and later on, we will realize na, oh wow, we have gone through this darkest of time. So, yun lang. So, we have to focus our eyes on the positive things. Well, it's hard sometimes to look at the positive things kapag masyado na tayong nababaon sa mga negativities. But one good thing is really to focus on the positive side of the situation. So, as we look closer to the end of this year, makakarinig muli tayo ng mga stories of success, small victories that we hopefully want you audience to make it as an inspiration to move forward and to believe that 2020 is still a wonderful year. Kahit medyo magulo talaga siya, aminin natin. Starting this year, ang daming calamities, and then come pandemic, medyo mahirap talaga siya. So, yung mga small victories natin, small success natin, it could be a new business kahit may pandemic, a new endeavor, a new craft that you have mastered, or a new skill that you have mastered, or maybe you got married this year. Wow, that's congratulations to all 2020 couples who tied the knot. And then, of course, baka mamaya yung iba sa atin, even though nawala ng trabaho, nakahanap ng bagong pagkakakitaan ngayong 2020. So those small things, those small victories are things that we can be very thankful for. And yun on, masasabi natin na we are still blessed. And tonight, we will be diving into a new topic. So join us as we discuss success stories from students and faculty members as we talk about the transition from the traditional class setup to online class setup this year. Hindi pa man tapos. Actually, continues naman yung academic year. But it's still, it's masarap pag-usapan yung mga victories natin bago magtapos yung 2020. So join us sa isang inspiring kwentuhan by dropping your comments. Bukas po ang ating comment section sa mga gusto pong mag-comment. At if you have questions, if you have things na gusto ninyong itanong, don't be shy. Sabi nga, huwag mahihiyang magtanong. So magtanong lang po tayo para masagot po ang mga questions ninyo. And don't forget to share our live live stream link here on Facebook, and later on, pwede rin niyo pong pakinggan at balikan ang usapan ito through the YouTube and Spotify account ng iCan Studio. So mga Cankerors, ready na po ba kayo? Ready na kayo sa ating usapan? So, let's start with our first guest. Ito, she's very close to my heart. Ayan. She's a professor at Lyceum of the Philippines University Laguna, the current treasurer of Asosasyon sa Pilipinas ng Kolehiyo ng Agham at Sining, at member ng Philippine Association of Communication Educators. Let's all welcome Dr. Cel Tibayan. Hello po, good evening Dr. Cel. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Sir JP. Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Good evening. Ayan po, Dr. Cel, I have one question bago tayo mag-proceed sa pagpapakilala ng ibang mga guests. In one word, how will you describe 2020?
It's amazing. O, diba? Amazing.
Amazing for Dr. Cel ang 2020. Bakit po? Quickly, bakit po ninyo nasabi na amazing ang 2020?
Full of surprises, nakakagulat, kakaiba talaga, amazing. Punong-puno ng challenges. Kagulat-gulat.
Okay, kagulat-gulat. Later on, we will discuss that, yung mga discussion na bakit siya naging kagulat-gulat yung mga surprises natin. Sige, mamaya natin yan mas pag-usapan pa. And now, let's introduce our next guest. He is the current Dean of the College of International and Hospitality Management, the Director of LPU Culinary Institute. He is an industry expert lecturer, licensed inspector, trainer, and proctor of ServSafe International USA, and a national trainer, methodology, TESDA, assessor, and trainer certified with a total of 8 national certification. Wow! Ang bigatin naman ng mga guests natin ngayon, with the highest NCIV certificate in commercial cooking. Let's all welcome to our show, Chef Abram Peralta. Good evening, Chef B.
Hi, good evening, Sir JP.
Hello, good evening, Chef B. Same question, in one word, how will you describe 2020?
Well, 2020 for me is a lesson. It's a big, big lesson. Yo.
Lesson. Later, sige, malalaman natin kung ano yung mga lessons na natutunan ni Chef B ngayon 2020. And let's move on with our third guest. He is a third-year radiologic technology student at Lyceum of the Philippines University Laguna School of St. Cabrini, and he is the president of the LPU-SC Association of Radiologic Technology Students, and he is a presidential scholar. Bigatin din pala to sa Lyceum. Presidential scholar, Sotero H. Laurel Scholar at Lyceum of the Philippines Laguna, a campus ambassador, consistent Dean's Lister since 2018, and running for Latin honors. Wow, congratulations. A student leader since 2016, and recently he became a social media influencer. Let's call in Rafael Sydiangco. Good evening,
Hi
Rafael.
Good evening po.
So, meron ka bang name aside from Rafael? How do you want to
Jan po. Pero Rafael na lang po.
Rafael.
Jan
Sige.
po. Rafael
Okay,
na lang po. Wag na po yung
Rafael, 2020 in one word.
Metamorphosis po.
Metamorphosis. Wow, scientific talaga. Okay, bakit metamorphosis?
Kasi po, at our current stage, we're in a cocoon. Like, we are entrapped in this current phase. However, come to think of it, we can be butterflies. We can be a wonderful being, a learned being from our, current state po. So, yeah po.
Wow, correct. Yeah, maybe we are being honed today to be a better person come 2021 or come the following years, diba? So that's a good description of 2020. Okay, next. He's a third-year civil engineering student. He's the current president of Lyceum Supreme Student Council. He is the president of General Engineering and Mathematics Society. And he was a former member, a second-year representative of Philippine Institute of Civil Engineering or Civil Engineers at LPU-Laguna chapter. Let's all welcome to our show, Dominic Natanauan. Good evening, Kim.
Hello po, magandang gabi.
Hey.
Good evening
Okay.
sa ating lahat.
Good evening. Same question. In one word, paano i-describe ang 2020?
For me, 2020 is peculiar po. Special.
Peculiar. Okay. Special. Bakit naman siya naging special?
Yun, since marami pong adjustments na ginawa ang bawat isa sa atin and it was very unexpected po to pass this year and hopefully matapos po natin ito ng okay.
Yes, oo nga. Yun ang gusto nating lahat. Matapos ang 2020 ng okay at i-welcome ang 2021 ng may mas fresh na perspective at maayos na buhay at healthy na lifestyle or healthy na katawan. Okay, for our last guest tonight, she is a second-year communication student at Dean's Lister, member of the Communicators Society, student government officer of College of Arts and Sciences, and our pack gunner girl, ang isa sa mga pack gunner ladies natin. Let's all welcome in our show, Roschel Mae Reyes. Hello, May. Pack na gabi sa'yo. May.
Hello po, good evening. Pack gunner.
Ano? Kumusta? In one word, how will you describe your 2020?
Okay naman po. I
Sorry?
describe 2020 as chaotic.
Chaotic. Grabe, ang
Chaotic, sir.
Bakit naman chaotic? Baka ba
Wala
ikaw
lang.
chaotic?
For me kasi 2020 has been a mix of good and bad chaos naman. So,
Good and bad chaos. Correct.
good and bad yung pagka-chaotic ng 2020.
Okay, para sa iyo, good naman yung pagiging chaotic niya. Okay, again, thank you for your sa inyong introduction, yung mga one word to describe 2020, Dr. Cel, Chef B, Rafael, Kim, and May. So let's start the discussion. So unang-una, take us back kasi to be honest, kahit ako nagulat ako nung sa mga nangyari. Ang bilis from the eruption ng Taal, tapos may mga lindol na nangyari, mga calamities na nangyari. Biglang yung shift natin from face-to-face classes, if I remember it right, first week pa lang yata yun ng third term. Tapos bigla tayong nag-shift into online biglaan. So take us back to that time na nung narinig ninyo or when you found out na i-implement na yung online class. So let's start with Dr. Cel.
Actually, gaya na sinabi mo, Sir JP, is very surprising kasi there's the Taal volcano eruption and then all the while we are just preparing for in case that there will be a quarantine. And then all the while, after 2 or 3 days, ito na, in-announce na that there will be no classes. So everything will be online. So everybody was caught into surprise because we were all surprised. We are unprepared. So, kaya kumbaga madalian, everybody was able to adapt, mabilisan, natuto agad mag-adapt sa ating LMS, nag-adapt agad ng LMS, and then all the teachers, dali-dali silang nag-prepare how are they going to deliver the classes online. So talagang ito ay kagulat-gulat because we never know na ganun kabilis. Kasi pinag-uusapan pa lang namin yan sa mga meetings. Tapos ito na pala, quarantine na pala. Yun. So that's how surprising it is for us.
Correct. Just for the information of our viewers, yung LMS na sinabi ni Dr. Cel is the Learning Management System. Isa siyang application na ginagamit ng Lyceum kung saan online siya, doon na pinapasok yung mga lectures, yung mga PowerPoint, so that yung mga estudyante kahit nasa bahay sila, they can have access to it. So para siyang virtual classroom somehow. So yun yung naging isa sa mga ginawang action ng LPU-Laguna para somehow maka-adopt sa new normal na pagde-deliver ng class. Okay, this one is very interesting lalo na for Chef B kasi alam natin na ang culinary na mga klase ay hands-on talaga. You need a kitchen, you need equipment, yung pagluluto. So, how did you go about it, Chef B? Kasi syempre, ang hirap naman magturo ng pagluluto ng online. So, nung nalaman nyo mag-online class tayo, paano kayo nag-react to that?
Yes, Sir JP. Actually, we're in denial. Kami nila Dean Cel, former Dean talaga, siya talaga ang sandalan namin noon lahat. Because she was the longest serving Dean at that time. It was really stressful, Sir JP. First of all, as you've said, it would be very impossible for our college, for our students in the college to learn culinary, hospitality, tourism without practice. Not unlike engineering, they have tools online, MMA, you have your tools online. But in culinary, hindi eh. Up until now, it is actually a fear. No, it's a fear, and that's actually one of the reason also why 20% of our students did not came back for the first term. It's because palaging sinasabi na tatapusin muna namin yung pandemic. What will happen? No? So yeah, it was a very stressful day. It was a very stressful months. But actually, ngayon nakakapag-adjust na. We tried our very best to go online, to perform whatever can be performed online, and to simplify things around. Kung ano lang yung kayang gawin muna sa bahay, yun muna ang dapat gawin. So that's for us siguro, and it poses a great challenge pa rin naman. Hindi lang naman sa LPU, but to the whole Philippines actually, to the whole world actually. No, that's a challenge for hospitality.
Ito medyo curious ako, Chef B. Ako personally as a lecturer, curious din ako paano tinuturo yung mga iniluluto ninyo. Ano yun, may kalan sa harap yung just to give us a quick overview kung paano siya. Kasi syempre, curious yung mga tao. Paano sila magluluto? May nakatutok na camera sa kalan nila.
Well, the good thing about us is that we have some courses. What we did kasi nila din Cel, hindi lang naman siguro sa culinary, but for those subjects who has a stress in conducting actual laboratory skills classes. We did not actually go by it. Prinulong muna namin yung what we pushed is yung mga lecture components ng class. If you would be asking me kung paano, hindi ko rin alam because we postponed everything. And actually, most of the schools, they postponed everything also, lahat ng culinary nila. So wala pa. Though there are schools who has done it, who has tried it. But of course, there is a fine line of sensitivity in terms of quality. You understand, right? Kasi hindi mo naman talaga matutunan online. Paano ang sensory? Paano matitikman ng teacher? Paano matitikman ng professor? Kung tama ba yung components mo, etc. So, still, it poses a great challenge for us. Pero slowly but surely, we are starting to push the lecture part of it. And then, during residential again, kapag bumalik na, then we will push the laboratory components. So, yeah.
Okay. If yung challenge for the academic side sa mga teachers ay kung paano i-deliver yung lesson at maiintindihan pa rin siya ng mga estudyante online. Ngayon, tanungin natin yung mga estudyante. Nung nalaman ninyong online, ano yung unang pumasok sa isip ninyo na parang, okay, first impression nyo sa online setup natin. Let's start with Rafael.
Ako po, same with Chef B and Dincel. I was very in denial of the fact because we know na it's a virus and madami naman pong matatalinong tao, scientists, na kaya po agad makagawa ng vaccine. However, reality check, hindi po pala siya ganon. Ang una ko pong impression talaga when it comes to online classes is walang baon.
Correct, walang baon.
relate po tayo dyan lahat. Wala pong baon. However, ayun nga po, it's very stressful. Lalo na po, the adaptations is done quickly. Yung last year, kasi po, di ba, parang shift agad. Okay, online class agad tayo. Suspended yung classes, pandemic. All we have to do is adapt. And then it is very saddening to the point na, how about the others that are not privileged na tayo, yes, we have Wi-Fi, we have the gadgets, gigising na lang tayo, ganun. However, paano yung iba? So yeah, it's very saddening and ayun, hopefully it will end.
So nalungkot ka, wala ka ng baon araw-araw.
Part.
Okay, sige. Let's now, same question with Kim. Paano ka nag-adopt or paano mo ka nag-react nang malaman mo na okay, online class na tayo?
At first po, syempre, I find it very challenging since medyo bago nga po yung setup and hindi po tayo totally sanay sa ganung setup. So, it is like driving on a place wherein hindi mo alam yung pasikot-sikot. So, ayun. So, syempre lahat man po ng bagay na bago sa atin ay mahirap sa simula. So, yun po talaga yung pinaka challenge doon kung paano natin siya sisimulan. So, yun po nung unang months, ako po ay kagaya ng ibang mga students na hindi sobrang techy or super knowledgeable sa technology. So, medyo bago po sa akin ang lahat, especially po in engineering. So, may mga students po na talagang they find it hard to catch up the lessons since most of it ay computations nga po. Then, dun lalabas po yung advantage ng face-to-face setup wherein aside sa professors or sa teachers, we could have assistance from our classmates. So, yun po, medyo the first term po having the online setup ay medyo mahirap, and ang dating po sa amin, sa iba, is it is more likely on self-study po kasi since we are studying at home, and yun, di naman po nagkulang sa guidance and sa pagtuturo ng ating mga professors sa Lyceum po.
Okay, before I proceed with May, kasi si May, alam ko, communication student siya. Kayong dalawa, you're an engineering student, and then si Rafael is a rad tech. Iba yung lab part nyo eh. Parang yung mga laboratory part niyo medyo ano siya talaga, parang dapat tinuturo siya ng face-to-face, tinuturo siya ng may kaharap ka talagang professor at nandyan yung mga gamit mo. Anong naisip nyo nung mga panahon na yon na parang mag-online class tayo tapos kunyari may lab class kayo? Ano yung reaction nyo doon, Rafael?
Ako po, I was very scared to the point na paano po kami sa practicals or internship. Kasi po, we are shifting from second year to third year at that time. Third year po sa RadTech, sobrang dami po talaga ng majors and it requires laboratory each subject po. And ang pinaka-major po ng RadTech, additional information po, is positioning. So you have to position the patient. Like, ganyan po, ganon. So, at first, kinakabahan po ko, paano yun? Paano yung setup? Kasi dapat face-to-face siyang tinuturo. And because, of course, we need to adapt to it, yung mga teachers po namin that are very, very effortful talaga sa pagtuturo, nahiga po sila sa kama just to teach us the positioning po. Talaga. Tapos parang,
Going the extra mile.
Yes, grabe. A+ for effort. Kung gagradean ko po sila, mga 100% na po. No plagiarism. Ganon. Kaya, ayun po. Yun po.
Ang hirap na actually, to be honest, it's a hard thing to teach. It's na parang paano ka ihiga, diba? Ihiga mo yung sarili mo. Ikaw yung specimen mo, yung prof yung nagiging specimen. Kung sino man yung prof mong yan, good job. Nakakatuwa siya for taking the extra mile. Let's go on with the engineering classes. Kayo may mga I'm not really specific. I don't know the specifics of engineering. Pero ano ba yung parang mga naging struggle nyo, particularly sa mga major subject nyo? You're a third year student na rin, right? So ano yung mga major subjects na medyo at first struggling kayo to adopt?
Ayun po, to start with po, gusto ko rin po bigyan ng credits yung kay Dean Habis po. Since most of our laboratories po na talagang actual po dapat is minove po siya. So parang inabang po siya kung kailan magkakaroon ng yun nga po, residential or face-to-face na setup. So yung naiwan po sa aming laboratories ay most likely po ay computational po. So ayun, we give the full credits po to the professors kasi yun nga po, mahirap mag-drawing ng infrastructures, ng buildings, ng beams, ng columns sa laptops, computers. So, yun po, with their great creativity po, napakagaling po ng mga profs sa engineering. Wow. Yeah. So, maganda po na-represent nila ng maayos. Then, for me po naman, maganda naman po yung feedback sa engineering students nung learning po. Kaya, most likely po, kung with stable internet nga po, matututo rin naman po during this online setup.
Yes. Actually, yung online learning talaga sa simula siya medyo mahirap eh. Kasi lahat tayo nagulat eh. We're all parang, ito na, transition na tayo. I believe teachers and students, both of them, medyo yung transition talaga nila, yung pag-adapt dun sa bagong method na to, ay parehong nahirapan. Ayan, medyo nawala kanina si May, and May is back. May, same question. Ayan. Kumusta naman?
Hello po.
Nung nalaman
Mabagal
kong,
ng net.
oo. So, isa ka dun sa mga struggling students in terms of connectivity. Ayan. So, what was your first impression of the setup?
Ano po, to be honest talaga nung una, parang I thought of it as a joke. Kasi no one is really ready for this naman, yung online classes. Kasi and every student naman po, parang lahat talaga ng students sa Philippines, we thought of it as parang ineffective and unproductive kasi nga ang hirap and hindi naman po talaga tayo sanay sa ganitong setup. Of course, yung online classes, parang new lang talaga sa atin yung concept na yun. Sanay talaga tayo sa face-to-face. So, yun po talaga. Parang ang dami mong changes na kailangang puntahan, ang dami mong kailangang baguhin sa environment mo and sa mga routine mo, ganun. So, ayun naman po, as time goes by, na-adapt din naman, and yun nga po, sabi po ni Rafael, hopefully it would end talaga na tong, na to, virus and COVID and everything.
Yes, so sana nga matapos na to. Sana makakuha na tayo ng vaccine. So that somehow may mga tao nang sana wala nang natutulog sa pansitan. Okay, moving forward. Okay, sige. Ito, na-mention nyo na yung mga reaction nyo ng mga unang beses na inimplemento. Siyempre, of course, let's talk about the struggles. Both sides, students and teachers, they encountered struggles. Sa mga teachers, tanungin natin, what do you think is the biggest struggle sa pagtuturo ng online? Let's start with Chef B first. Sige.
Sir JP, actually at the onset of the pandemic, I would like to thank first the creator of Facebook because if walang Facebook, wala tayo lahat ngayon right? Because we actually revert everything in Facebook, even the transactions of the school, lahat nandun siya, no? So at the onset of pandemic, nobody is prepared, and we're just looking for something na kung saan pwede natin siyang gamitin. And then we found out that everybody has Facebook, so who doesn't? So doon lang namin inilagay lahat, no? Kahit nga LMS, minsan mahirap pasukin kapag babagal ang internet connection. So our teachers are doing classes sa Messenger, right? Sa Zoom, sa Messenger, ganyan. Anyway, the biggest struggle really is when at the onset, yung biglang, okay, after 2 weeks of rest, dahil hindi talaga ibabalik ng presidente ang face-to-face classes and mananatili tayong lockdown hanggang May, naging June, naging July, right?
Hanggang ngayon, lockdown.
Lockdown. So we need to look for something na talagang magiging okay. We thought as teachers before, and aminado kami lahat doon, no? We thought that it's just merely a transfer of residential to online. Akala namin ganun lang siya kabilis. Right? But when we did that, hindi namin na-consider masyado, or we did consider it, pero we learn day by day. No? We learn one challenge at a time. So when we did that, pumasok na ngayon yung, mental health concerns ng mga bata, ng mga teacher. Right? Pumasok na lahat yun. Tapos nandiyan na yung, okay, lahat ng teacher, kailangan kasi merong time in at saka time out, so kailangan lahat kayo mag-post kayo ng assignment sa mga bata. Hindi naman namin na-consider kagad or kahit sinong educational institution na kapag ganun nga ang platform ang nangyari, lahat ngayon ng teachers, every day, if you have 3, 4, 5 subjects a day, times 5, that's 25 activities or assignments or say works. So ngayon na-pressure ngayon yung mga bata, no? Tapos doon nga namin nag-root cause analysis kami, bakit kaya ayaw ng mga bata yung online classes? Because when they tried it, for the first time, stress ang bumungad sa kanila. No? Correct. Stressful na siya sa teacher, stressful pa siya sa estudyante. But, yun. But, ngayon, I am really happy and proud to say, no, that we are adjusting. And I'm thanking the students actually for adjusting with us. Nag-adjust ang institution, nag-adjust ang teachers, nag-adjust din ang students. And now, look at where we are. Diba? Tapos na 2020 and meron na ring vaccine. So, congratulations sa mga batang nagtuloy at hindi sumuko. And thank you very much for choosing that option.
Correct. Ayan. Dr. Cel?
I think on the part of the teacher, the challenge is how to retool yourself. Okay. Bukod sa, syempre, maraming salamat kay Paring Facebook, tsaka kay Maring Zoom, at tsaka kay MS Teams, kasi sila yung mga platforms na ginagamit natin. But, syempre, retooling. Kasi, if you're used to in a traditional teaching, na board and ano ka lang, yung PowerPoint ka lang, di ba? Tapos all the while, lahat ng contents mo, ililipat mo na siya ngayon dito sa Learning Management System, sa LMS. And then you're going to meet your students online through Zoom or through MS Teams. So you really have to retool yourself. Isa yun sa mga challenges. Ako personally, just to share with you, nag-aral talaga ako sa YouTube. Talagang nanonood ako ng mga YouTube videos, paano gumamit ng Kahoot, paano magawa ng Mentimeter, kung ano-ano, paano gawa ng ruleta, yung mga Wheel of Fortune. You really have, because, it's really, kasi nga, kung sa classroom nga, yung face-to-face, it's hard to get the attention of your students. What more in a virtual class? And aminin natin, the house is not really the real
place.
conducive place to learn. Kaya nga ako lagi ko sinasabi sa mga bata, day one pa lang, kindly find an appropriate place in your house that is convenient for you so that you could focus. Kasi 'di ba, marami talagang interruptions. Aminin natin, syempre yung mga bata nasa bahay, ba lima kayong magkakapatid, o paano yung sabay-sabay kayong nag-online kasi ba may mga interruptions 'yan. So, going back, what I'm trying to say is it's very challenging on the part of the teachers because we really have to retool ourselves. So talagang kahit hindi ka techie, magiging techie ka na ngayon kasi kailangan mong pag-aralan yung mga tools na to, yung mga menus, yung mga keys na pipindutin mo. And I remember, nung first day ko, talagang kabang-kaba talaga ako kasi sabi ko, naku, baka magkamali ako ng pindot sa Zoom. Diba? So, I think the challenge talaga for the teachers is how to retool themselves. And at this point of time, we're still retooling kasi marami pa rin bagong lumalabas. And we would like to make sure na we were able to deliver the lessons to our students effectively, though it's done virtually. Kaya talagang ginagawa namin ang aming best para naman yung mga bata, ang makita lang nilang difference, online lang kami. Pero yung quality ng pagtuturo ng guro namin, ganun pa rin. Yes.
Correct. Okay, so basically, the struggle for the teachers, for the educators, was really how to parang retool yourself and then how to teach it yung shifting talaga ng methodology mo from the face-to-face to online to virtual. Really, that's one of, I think, really the struggles of educators. Kasi even I, medyo nahirapan din ako yung transition talaga. Kasi parang, correct, din Cel has a point, Dr. Cel has a point, na ang hirap i-gauge or ang hirap kunin ang attention ng mga estudyante face-to-face na yun pero what more kapag ganitong online na may mga distraction, hindi pa talaga yung parang yung connection mo hindi pa talaga close talaga kasi walang physical contact or walang physical na communication nga. So basically, I guess if Chef B and Dr. Cel will agree with me, the struggle really is how to make yourself ready for the virtual classes, how to make yourself a virtual teacher, if I may put it that way. Yung ganon. Okay. Sige, kung ang mga teachers may natutuhan at the early stage of the transition, natuto sila na ng mga skills na kailangan for the delivery of the online class. Tanungin natin tong mga estudyante. Ito, for sure, marami kayong struggle. Marami, nababasa namin sa Facebook, sa Twitter, ang inyong mga insights, let's put it that way, insights and concerns about online classes. Hindi naman may iwasan yan. I believe you being one of them, parang your generation is considered as a woke generation. So, how are you dealing with these struggles? Paano ba ninyo hinandle tong struggles? And ano ba tong mga struggles na pinagdaanan ninyo? Let's start with May.
For me po, 'di ba nung una parang March pa lang nag-start yung online classes.
Mm-mm.
So, ako siyempre baguhan lang. Sa totoo lang po hindi talaga ako naggagawa ng requirements. Alam po ni Dean Cel yan. Nagpasa pa ako ng completion form by August, gano'n po, early August kasi nga magsa-start na yung classes. Kasi for me, hindi ko po talaga kaya gumawa kasi of course, iba-iba yung natin. We have to work talaga alone and hindi naman lahat healthy yung pinagsistayan and hindi lahat parang effective yung online classes. So for me po, at the end of the day, inisip ko na lang na wala rin naman akong magagawa kasi I'm gonna be bored lang din naman. Tutunga nga lang ako dito, manonood lang ako kay drama. Might as well, use my time for productive purposes. Like, ayun, gawin ko na lang dun yung schoolworks ko and mag-aral na lang. Hindi naman sa I'm left with no choice at all. I'm thinking of, parang the better side na lang. I have to be responsible with my time and, think of the future na lang din. Yun po.
Okay. Sa bagay, yung mga K-drama talaga medyo mas lalong sumikat yan itong pandemic and itong lockdown eh. Naging pantanggal stress ng kahit I've been seeing posts on Facebook na naku, yan daw ang nagtawid sa kanila ngayong pandemic, yung mga K-drama na yan. Aside from other things that they're doing at home. Sige. Kim, ikaw din ba, nakasama ka rin ba dun sa mga na sa K-drama, nakatutok sa K-drama nung pandemic?
Ako sir, ako po K-drama and K-pop. Papasok natin yun parehas.
Yun. So, your struggles, what are sa'yo naman sa side mo, ano yung mga naging sa tingin mo struggle ng estudyante dito sa online class?
So, yun. Unang-una po talaga is, yun nga po, internet connection. And at the same time po, instability po. Since nasa bahay nga, marami tayong distractions, mahirap mag-focus sa isang bagay. And aminin po, as a student po talagang, sa totoo lang, medyo yung term na nakakatamad po, mag-aral sa bahay. That is the term. Kasi parang simula unang pumasok tayo sa studio na is naka-set in mind tayo na school is for studying, bahay is for rest. So, bigla naman tayo mag-aaral sa bahay. So, mahirap. So, yun nga po, mahirap na nga mag-aral sa school. So, doble yung hirap pag nag-aral ka sa bahay kasi mag-isa ka lang. Pag hindi mo na-get, so wala na. And para sa akin po, yung main struggle dito is how to maintain integrity po. Since ito nga, internet, nandyan yung internet, nandyan lahat. So, ano bang gagawin ko? Pag binigyan ba ako ng task, isa-search ko na lang ba o try to make it on my own kasi marami pong
maraming temptation online.
Yeah, sobra po. Lalo sa essay, especially kapag English essay. So, one click lang, one search lang, makikita na natin yan agad. So, yun po, kung it is decision po talaga kung dun ba ako sa easy way or dun tayo sa traditional na matututo tayo. So that is the greatest struggle po and challenge na rin sa lahat ng estudyante, how to maintain integrity.
That's a good point, Kim, ha? That you mentioned the struggle is not really with the method, with the but with the integrity of your work. Kumbaga parang, it's actually a personal struggle feeling ko for every student na parang, will you submit work na parang hindi ikaw yung 100% na gumawa. So that's a good point that you raised na yung integrity yung isa sa mga struggle ng mga estudyante ngayon. Kasi you're correct. You have the option to use the internet, Google everything, and just one click yung sagot nandyan eh. So that's a good point. Kasi I would, if I may share, may estudyante talaga ako na nahuli ko na plagiarized yung work niya. So, ayan ang mga students, yung mga prof nyo, kilala kayo kung paano magsulat ng essay. Sa tagal naming nag-check ng mga papel ninyo, we know kung paano kayo magsulat at alam namin kapag bigla kayo nagpasa ng papel at iba yung tono, nako, sketchy na sa amin, medyo napapaisip at napapa-turn it in na kami o kaya mga online plagiarism test na kami. So, yun lang. Good point for the, integrity of personal struggle kasi talaga siya. Now, let's go on with Rafael. What do you think is the biggest struggle for student nung nag-transition tayo sa online class?
For me po, sa tingin ko po is acceptance. Acceptance of the fact na we are in a pandemic, na we have to go through the online setup, and we have to really experience the shift. Because reality, change is very scary po. Hindi po natin alam if magiging positive po ba yung change, if yung mga measures, yung mga adaptive measures ng ating school na ma-employ is beneficial for all. And then let's look back to dati nung March. Ayun po, sobrang grabe yung change. As in, nabagsakan po kami ng mga workloads. As in, sobrang dami po ng workloads. And if you guys can remember Kim and May, 'di ba pinipicturean pa natin yung essay natin. hindi siya ipapasa through Word or PDF. 'Di ba? Parang pipicturean mo pa, tapos syempre being a competitive student, may pa-design pa ako or whatever. Ayun. So ayun po. Grabe po yung workload before. At tama po si Chef Binon yung nasabi po nila na every time na matatapos po yung klase or activity ay laging merong sit work assignment na ibibigay. It's either next week or on the day. And hindi pa po na masyadong na-elaborate yung or hindi pa po na-employ yung synchronous and asynchronous classes. We don't have that kind of setup before. Basta pumasok kayo, okay, magwe-webcam tayo, magzo-zoom tayo, and walang masyadong concrete plan as before. However, nga po, since academic year 2020 started, syempre hindi naman po natin maiiwasan na meron din po tayong mga struggles when it comes to workload, pero na-lessen po siya. One good thing that LPU po na nagawa is that they really listen to the students. Like, we always have a chancellor's hour, ganon. And nare-report po namin sa dean namin yung mga problema. Even in our department, nagkakaroon po kami ng meeting, sinasabi po namin lahat po ng concern, and then yung prof on their side, sinasabi rin po nila. And that's beneficial. Kahit po wala po tayo sa face-to-face, nagkakaroon po tayo ng two-way communication. Ito po yung concern namin, baka po kasi hindi nyo makita or hindi nyo alam. And then yung prof naman po, on the other hand, sinasabi din po nila yung concern nila, ano bang problema, bakit ba ganon. And then, nagkakaroon ng reassessment and recalibration na, ay, okay, masyado na atang heavy yung workload na binibigay. So, sige, let's see kung magagawa natin ng paraan. And that's the good thing. Another thing na kaya po ang personal struggle is acceptance, kasi you would really push yourself to the limit. Kasi nasa iyo po yan, wala pong mga teacher na tatawag sa inyo personally na, hoy, gumising ka dyan, natutulog ka na, nanonood ka na ng kung ano dyan, di ba ganon? Na you should really be disciplined, kumbaga, pagising pa lang sa umaga, or you have classes, ganon. Nasa iyo talaga yung decision on how will you be motivated, and ayun. And ayun, kung paano ko po na yung struggle when it comes to online classes, you really need to accept the reality na we have to go through this pandemic and always be hopeful na mag-e-end din siya at a particular time, and always know your purpose. Kung bakit po ba kayo nag-aaral, bakit nyo po tinitiis yung online classes. Kasi po, I have read a book, The Purpose Driven. If you don't know your purpose in life, you would lay astray or mawawala ka po sa path. And ayun po, it is a reminder na, okay, nahihirapan ako sa online classes ngayon, pero bakit ba ako nag-aaral? Bakit ko ba tinitiis tong hirap na to? 'Di ba? For a successful future and yung pangarap nyo po. Once na alam nyo po yung purpose nyo, and then everything will follow na po. Yun po.
Okay, so for you, it's acceptance, accepting the situation as of the moment. If I may add lang dun sa sinabi ni Rafael, aside from acceptance, it's a commitment. Once you go into online class talaga, once na you decided to enroll, kasi may option naman talaga ang mga estudyante, ang mga parents, kung i-enroll nila or hindi ang kanilang mga estudyante sa online class. But once you have decided to enroll, and to pursue online class. Siguro one thing then, aside from acceptance, is the commitment. You have to be committed with your work. Kung sabi mo, you have a purpose, kailangan committed ka sa kung ano yung mga dapat mong magawa para ma-reach mo yung goal mong yon. So I guess isa rin na magandang idagdag is yung commitment. But let's not invalidate the situation of others na gusto ring mag-aral pero given their limitation, given the resources na kulang sila, yon. So let's not invalidate din yung mga taong yon. Siguro may mga pagkakataon lang talaga na maybe not now, pero kasi dahil na rin sa limitations ng nilang mga resources. Pero I guess mag-agree kayo dito na isa sa mga struggle na nawala sa atin, posible ay ang pagising ng maaga kasi pwede tayong gumising kung 7:30 yung class mo, pwede ka nang gumising ng 7:15, 7:20 at hindi ka malilate sa klase. Minsan, hindi na struggle din ang pagligo sa umaga. Ayan, nagre-react si Rafael, mukhang guilty siya dun sa hindi pagligo sa umaga bago pumasok sa klase. Rafael?
Ay, ano ba? Charot. Hindi po. Kwento ko lang po sa inyo. As in, I have problems po talaga sa paggising kasi nga po, I have a lot of responsibilities and lagi 3 a.m. na ako natutulog. So, I have classes po, 8 a.m. So, minsan po, as in saktong 8 a.m. or 8:05, nagigising pa lang po ako. So, grabe yung shift ko. Parang bumangon po yung kaluluwa ko. Ano po, at inopen ko po ang laptop. Ganun po. And always, aminin nyo guys, yung mga nanonood dyan, naka-uniform kayo tapos sa baba, nakapambahay. Ako ngayon, gusto niyo makita? Ayun po.
Mga naka-shorts, no? Mga pambahay lang. Ayan, sa mga teachers natin, do you, parang ano ba, at one point, nag-attend na po ba kayo ng class nang hindi nakaligo?
Sir JP, ito ha, in fairness naman, never ha? Never ako nag-attend ng class na hindi naligo. Kasi nahiya ako sa mga estudyante ko. Kasi syempre, naka-on yung camera ko. Gusto ko naman fresh
Correct.
ako. Yun. So, alam niya ni Kim, teacher ako ni Kim. So, in fairness, naliligo naman ako.
Ayan, Chef
thank
B, kayo
you.
po ba?
Well, I agree. I agree kay Dincel, especially sa tourism sa hospitality. You need to look good and feel good kasi especially ngayon, mararamdaman mo sa camera kung talagang, bakit yung teacher ko parang medyo stress ata. Mararamdaman na ngayon ng estudyante, di ba, sa camera kung naligo man ikaw o hindi, di ba? Sa tagal natin nag-uusap sa
Correct.
Zoom.
Ako siguro ang isa sa mga nagustuhan ko yung I can wake up at 7:25 and I can still make it to my 7:30 class.
Yes.
Iba talaga ang nagagawa ng 5 minutong extended na tulog sa umaga. Sobra, yun yung isa sa mga nagustuhan ko sa online class. Because kung regular class siya, I need to wake up at 5 a.m. just to make it to my 7:30 class. Pero ngayon, kahit 7:25, pagkagising ko, hindi ako kakabahang malilate ako unless magka-problema ako sa connection. So, well, those are just the funny sides of yung online class natin ngayon. Okay, let's move forward. Ayan, napag-usapan na rin naman natin yung mga hindi pagligo minsan, yung mga biglaang pagising mo, online class na kagad. So, may mga ba kayo? Funny stories na pwede nyong i-share during online class? Meron ba? Ayan, si Rafael feeling ko marami tong mga story ang baon ngayong gabi. Sige, Rafael, do you have any funny and interesting story during online class?
Yes
Napatayo ka ba bigla?
One time.
Naka-short?
Yes. Kwento ko po. So, first day of classes po yun. Ngayon. First day of in this academic year. And I am a multitasker po kasi talaga. Naka-earphones po ako and then I am writing notes at the same time. And whenever I answer a call, it's always loudspeak. Naka-loudspeak po siya. I didn't realize naka-unmute po pala yung Zoom ko. And
yung
that
mic
is
mo
a
sa
very...
Zoom, okay.
Opo, yes. And that is a very, And after, pag-answer ko po ng call, ang sabi po niya is, Sir, saan kayo sa Barangay 3? Nandito po yung order niyo sa Shopee. So, nagpanic ako. I mean, literally, nagpanic ako nung una. Tapos, I answered agad. Dun lang po sa may malapit po sa Bandola, ganito, ganyan. And then, I didn't realize na naka-on pala yung mic ko sa Zoom. And then yung iba ko pong classmate, natatawa, and yung prof, hindi ko po alam kung dinededma lang nung prof ko yung situation, pero grabe po yung kaba ko nun kasi of course, kailangan ko pong pick upin sa labas namin yung package, and then kailangan ko po pong i-disinfect. So I did it in a rush. Tapos sa pagbalik ko po, grabe pawis na pawis ako. Tapos, and then yung exact moment po yun, hindi ko makakalimutan. And because of that incident, I always am anxious na baka mamaya hindi na naman po ako naka-unmute. Ay, hindi naman po ako, ay, naka-open po yung mic. Ganun po, kaya grabe. Salamat na lang po, Shopee, Lazada. Baka naman. Ayun po.
Ayan. Talagang cardinal rule. I believe cardinal rule kapag naka-Zoom conference ka is to always mute your mic for safety kapag hindi ka magsasalita. At baka may mga marinig na hindi dapat marinig. Let's go on with Chef D. Tumatawa din si Chef D. Do you have any funny stories or experiences while handling or while delivering online class?
Well, actually, hindi naman sa akin, pero kasi during the pandemic, na-lockdown din kami dito sa subdivision. So I have some of my teachers with me. Siya na yun, hindi ko na siya papakalanan. Pero he's a chef, and then pagpasok ko sa closet, kasi nandun yung walk-in closet, doon din ako nagzo-zoom. Pagpasok ko, nakita ko na lang siya kasi nagtuturo siya ng baking and pastry kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Ang first lesson ay tools and equipment. So marami naman kami tools and equipment dito sa bahay. So nakita ko siya, nakaganon. Pinapakita niya sa camera isa-isa kung ano yung mga tools and equipment na yon. Pagkatapos ng sagot sa kanya ng mga estudyante, mine po yung takure, mine po yung knife, mine po yung plato, mine po si chef. Yung pala instruction.
Pati si chef ni na mine, ha?
Instruction pala niya na tawag dito. O kapag naiintindihan nyo, ang answer nyo ay mine. So, di ba?
Okay.
I mean the teachers are going to, through further, instructions para lang maging lively yung class. Alam mo yun, hindi siya boring and all. Tapos sabi ko, after nito, baka mag-resign yung teacher ko, maging ano na lang siya, di ba? Online seller.
Online seller. Patok yun ngayon, online seller. That's fun, ha? Actually, it's a unique way of, engaging your students during an online class to say mine kung naiintindihan. That's a good one, Chef. Dr. Cel, you have any funny or stories to tell?
Ako naman wala naman so far, pero siguro yung talagang funny, yung halimbawa nagkaklase ka tapos biglang aaw-aw yung aso mo, parang hindi mo makontrol, nakakainis, parang gusto mong tumayo at sabihin na, "Hoy, tumigil ka na, ng aso ka." Alam mo yun? O kaya titila ako yung manok, alam mo yun, yung mga background noise that you cannot really control. So, yun lang, siguro, ito yung sa mga magagandang nangyayari kapag nag-online class, mga nakakatuwang pangyayari.
Correct. Oo, yung mga biglang may titilaok talaga ng manok. Tapos, o kaya may mga biglang sumusulpot sa likod mo na tao na kasama mo sa bahay na hindi mo alam na tumatayo na pala sila. That's what, nabiktima na rin ako niyan. Actually, may manok kasi sa likod bahay namin. So, whenever minsan, ayoko dun pumuesto kapag may meeting. Kasi alam nila na pag may tumilaok na manok, that's me. So, hindi na ako makawala dun sa pang-aasar nila. Asa na yung manok mo, JP? Present din ba sila sa meeting natin today? So, that's just funny. Ayan, may nag-message natin, yung mga manok talaga kung kailan nagve-video ka, tsaka mga mag-iingay. Correct? Parang may sila, sense sila na, naku, si Amo ay si Human ay naka-online class ngayon. Titila ako at tatahol ako. May ganun silang sense. Ikaw, May, ano yung mga nakakatawang story? Meron ba tayo sa klase natin, May, na nakakatawa na baka meron? Ayan. May?
Sir, alam niyo naman na pag nakikita niyo ako every morning, parang ang groggy-groggy ko. Sinasabi niyo talaga yan. So, si Sir JP, prof ko siya every Saturday. So, parang synchronous talaga, 7:30 kailangan naka-on-cam ka. Hindi ka pwede mag-off-cam unless may kailangan kang gawin, CR, gano'n. Pero need talaga mag-on-cam. So, parang no choice ka kahit sobrang sobrang groggy mo talaga, sobrang haggard mo, sobrang biglang pagtayo mo ng hama, like, just woke up, look, ayun, go. Harap agad sa laptop. Pakita agad sa prof. Parang, nakita pa nga ako ni Sir JP, nag-name ka ba? Sir, wala. Ito na talaga yun. Hindi na pa ako mag-aayos, tanggapin nyo na lang. Alam na ako, hindi na pa ako mag-e-effort. Kasi parang sobrang convenient nga lang online classes. So, parang hindi na lang ako mag-e-effort mag-ayos since kita nyo na naman lahat. Pati kama ko, cabinet ko. So, ayan, okay na to. Hindi na ako mag-e-effort. Ito na yun.
Oo, mas madali kasing mapansin sa klase nyo kasi ilan lang kayo. So parang kapag sa Zoom conference, ang lalaki ng thumbnail nyo kasi parang iilan lang kayo. So talagang mapapansin mo yung action ng bawat isa. Kim, any funny moments or experience, stories?
So far naman po wala.
Sana all, no? Walang gano'n.
Pero, pero one time po kasi naka-experience ako ng, ano ba yun? Parang may play siya sa Kahoot. Ginagawa din siya ni Dincel. Ayun, yung online game sa Kahoot. Then one time, dun sa major subject ko, ganun. So, ang nangyari niyan is wala talaga akong idea sa lalabas. So, ang ginawa ko, may tinawagan akong someone para mag-assist. Then yun, hindi ko napansin.
Talagang yung unmute button,
ako.
yun, no? Pahamak.
Pahamak talaga yung unmute button. So yun, so tinatanong ko yung number 1 kung bakit may ganong lumabas, wala naman akong nabasa na gano'n. So parang nakakahiya lang, din lahat ng kaklase namin, pati yung prof namin, siguro narinig, hindi lang nila pinansin, pero yun lang, advice lang, sana lagi tayong bantayan yung mute and sa video. Doon tayo sumasabi talaga ng
biggest
sobre.
lesson natin ngayon ay to always mute para hindi marinig ang mga ano natin. And then, ayan, nag-message na comment Sir Chris, kasabay pa ng pagdating ng delivery ng Lazada habang ikaw ay may reporting at wala ka ibang kasama na pwedeng tumanggap ng order mo. O nga, no, struggle yon. Wala kang mauutusan na pakuha naman muna ng order ko. You really have to stand para kunin ng iyong Lazada order. Yun, sige, nakakatawa. Well, actually, ang daming funny stories. Even sa internet, may mga funny stories ng mga online class, mga online meeting. So, sobrang dami. I think pwede mo na siyang i-collate. At, those are the highlights of 2020. Ilan sa mga highlights talaga natin. Yung mga funny stories sa mga online and Zoom conference natin. Now, talking about this, mga struggles, mga funny stories, meron ba tayong tip? Ayan, siguro may somehow, lahat tayo bago, lahat tayo neophyte sa ganitong methodology, sa ganitong delivery ng klase. Pero sa inyo pong experience, so far, ano yung mga biggest takeaway ninyo, mga lessons na natutunan ninyo, and mga tips din ninyo sa mga iba pang somehow struggling sa ganitong methodology? Let's start with Dr. Cel.
Ako siguro, ang masasabi ko lang, let's just be open for changes. I would like to pick it up from what Rafael has mentioned. Let us be open for changes. Kasi ito talaga yung buhay natin. So, kahit anong gawin natin, nandito na siya. So, what we're going to do is just to face and not to ignore the changes that are happening. So, we have to face it with positivity. Isipin na lang natin, lahat ng nangyayaring to may dahilan. So, maaaring nangyayari to kasi may tinuturo sa ating lesson or there's a specific purpose. Bakit ganito? So, di ba, nabasa nyo naman yan sa Facebook. Kung nagkaroon ng pandemic, marami talaga tayong realizations. Example, you learn how to go back to your family. Kumbaga, nagkaroon ka ng mas maraming panahon kasamang pamilya. Tapos, na-realize mo, meron ka palang ibang talent, makakapag-online tinda, di ba? O may iba ka pang racket na pwedeng gawin. So, I think everything happens for a purpose. What we're going to do is just to be open for changes because nothing in this world is permanent except change. All we have to do is to embrace all these changes with positivity because there will come a point na pag binalik ka, actually, sinasabi ko to sa mga estudyante ko. Sabi ko sa kanila, this is something that you can share to your children. Ikukwento mo na nung nag-aral ka, ito yung pinagdaanan mo and may papakita mo sa kanila how strong and how resilient you are. So, isang magandang karanasan ito para sa ating lahat. Bagamat very challenging, but let's face this with positivity and good mindset. Yun lang. Thank you,
Mm-mm.
Sir JP.
Thank you. Yung word of wisdom talaga. Change is inevitable talaga eh. Okay, May.
So, for me po, yun nga, sabi po ni Dean Cel, change is talaga, nandiyan talaga. And usually, we've all learned to adapt naman with the setup, with the online classes. And if you look at the brighter side of things, of course, you'll think about it naman. May benefit din naman tayo nakukuha. We all learn something. We all have new experiences naman. And parang take it as a lesson na lang na yun nga, if ever na we go through something, always keep in mind na we will always learn something from it. And yun nga, parang be learn how to manage your time wisely. Kasi first time is nga, diba? So if you learn how to manage, parang be productive use, so you'll actually benefit something from it. Yun po.
Mm-mm. To be honest, that's a good tip to manage your time kasi minsan pag nasa bahay ka talaga, you have the tendency na mag-relax eh. Andyan lang yung kama, andyan lang yung sofa. No? Minsan parang kahit work hours, gihilata ka, parang ang lakas ng magnet ng ng kama na para magpahinga. So that's a good point. You know, you manage your time kahit nasa bahay ka lang. Really, I believe it helps na you have a schedule to follow kahit nasa bahay ka lang. So that you know na ito yung gagawin ko ng oras para hindi rin natatambak at wala kang backlog sa trabaho mo. Okay, Chef B.
Yes, Sir JB. Earlier, when you asked me about what's the word that I can compare with 2020, I said lesson, right? Because this pandemic really taught us the basics of life. You know, it taught us how to value our family. It taught us how to value our studies, right? Yung actual na ginagawa natin every day, yung commute natin. It taught us how to value commute, yung ang dami mong nakitang tao araw-araw. Before, it was stress. Ngayon, namimiss mo na siya. No? But above all of these lessons, no, I can really compare it with the lesson, with the course actually, that the pandemic is one course that we need to pass. Right? And I am grateful enough na nakikita ko yung mga estudyante ngayon na resilient na. Right? We keep on saying resilient. Just an advice, not only for the students, but for the faculty members, the admins, and everybody else who are using social media, right? And that's very important. Do not lose yourself. Do not lose yourself when things get hard. Ang bilis-bilis kasi kung ABS-CBN tsaka GMA yan, kung mga networks yan, ang bilis-bilis kasi pwedeng ikat ng MTRCB, di ba? Sa Facebook, wala eh. Sa Twitter, wala. You express what you want, di ba? Na sometimes, hindi mo na tinitake into consideration kung does it make sense? Yung values mo, nawawala na ba? Right? Sometimes, nadadala ka din. No? So that's what I guess is for all the students. My advice for all the students: do not lose yourself. Right? Think first before you type anything else. Because ngayon, ang mga HR, the reflection of your self is actually the Facebook. Hinahanap nila what is your personal account, add me there, and then they will do now their background check on that. So makikita yung lahat. So don't lose yourself, be humble, and try to think of ways on how to say it properly sometimes, no? Hindi lang naman bata, no? Kasi marami akong na-encounter na lahat ng bata, na lahat na stress ng pandemic, kung ano nang nasabi online. And then ngayon, nagsusorry sa'yo kasi mag-e-enroll na siya, kasi nagpapatulong siya and all, right? Tao lang, I know, tao lang, but the harm has been done. No? The damage has been made. So what you must understand is, think enough. Think 3, 5 times, 10 times before you post anything online. It's very important nowadays because everything revolves online.
Correct. Minsan your identity, pwede siyang makilala through the things that you post online. Correct. Be responsible with words na ipopost mo online. Kasi meron yung digital footprint na tinatawag. Pwede yung ma-screenshot, pwede yung ma-save, at pwede siyang maungkat ng maungkat in the future. So you really have to be responsible with the use of social media and technology. Ayan, may nagsabi dito, sabi niya, SocMed account is our new resume. Somehow, yes, it's true. Diyan makikita talaga ng minsan, yung mga tao kung ano yung sino ka as a person. Because you can easily tell people or the HR people na eto po ako, ganito po ako. Pero your actions online can be a reflection of who you really are. Okay, let's move on with Kim. Ano yung mga biggest takeaways mo, mga lessons mo this ngayong online class?
For me po, pinakamalaking lesson na natutunan ko is to take everything seriously. But don't forget to enjoy. Enjoy lang natin. Kasi, gaya nga po ng sabi ni Chef B, before stress yung commute, but now namimiss na natin. So, may time din sa future natin na ngayon nakaka-stress ang online class, pero as time goes by, parang sabihin natin, oy, nakaka-miss yung online class. Kasi may positive din naman na impact na nabibigay yung online classes. Para sa akin, the most important thing as a student is to enjoy. Wag nating i-pressure yung sarili natin na kailangan natin mag-excel, kailangan matutunan ko to. Wag ganon. Unahin natin is masaya ba ako sa ginagawa ko? May katuturan bang ginagawa ko? Then, yun, tsaka tayo magsisimulang matuto. Once na tinanggap natin yung bagay na ginagawa natin, minahal natin ito, so doon mag-start yung learning talaga. Yung true learning, yung totoong pagkatuto. So para yun, sabi nga sa movie na Coco, seize the moment. So kung nasaan tayo ngayon, ayun, focus lang tayo dito. Paano tayo magde-develop into this situation? How can we improve ourselves? And ayun, anong pwedeng take away na matutunan natin na pwede natin i-share sa iba para give inspiration to others na din. Parang yung hirap na nadanasan ko ngayon, i-share ko sa iba to give an inspiration para hilahan tayo pataas. So, yun lang po yung sa akin.
Wow. Okay. What about Rafael?
Ako naman po, since online class setup po talaga is really draining, especially po mentally. I've always seen posts ng mga classmates ko po and other students ngayon, even professors na nai-stress, drain, they're experiencing imposter syndrome, they're experiencing mental health problems. Kasi medically proven, it's the screen time, the maximum screen time allowed in our gadget is 2 hours lang. However, we tend to exceed, 'di ba? 8 hours the whole day, ganon. And really, what advice I can give to all the students, of course, the professors are, it's okay not to be okay. If you feel like you're drained, if you feel like you're demotivated, double up your self-care. This is the perfect time to really reassess the situation na, oh my God, nai-stress na ako. I think I need a break. Kahit 1 hour, 2 hours, mag-pray ka lang or do the things that you love. Well, of course, dapat hindi naman always double up self-care. Wala tayong ginagawa. Take a break lang naman. And to be reminded na whenever you fail your exam dahil biglang nawala ng internet, whenever you fail in terms of attending classes kasi walang internet or walang kuryente at the moment, always be reminded that every failure goes with it an equivalent seed of success, that there are personal lessons that life is teaching you at the very exact moment. That's why you are experiencing it. Na bumagsak ka ngayon, and it's okay. Reassess ko anong nangyari, anong problema ko, anong mali ko, and then do it again next time. Take a step forward, hindi take a step backward. Don't quit. Always be reminded na failures are there for a reason. Kung bumabagsak ka ngayon, kung nahihirapan ka ngayon, a smooth sea never made a skillful sailor. Wala namang skillful sailor na lagi na lang masaya ang buhay, di ba? Lagi na lang kalma ang ating karagatan. Kumbaga, God has given this opportunity to let us grow. And if yung life mo ngayon, reassess or think mo ngayon, kung yung life mo is sobrang saya, wala kang nararanasang problema, it's problematic. It's really, really chaotic. Kasi growth is essential. And whenever there is growth, merong mga challenges or hurdles tayong nararanasan. And yeah, have a positive perspective in life, but not to the point na it's a toxic positivity. Kung medyo naninega ka na, rest. You always have your friends. And given na yung technology natin, it's a great gift na pwede nating ma-message yung friends natin, pwede natin makausap, and yeah, iyon. Always, always allow yourself to fail sometimes and to be hopeful. Yun po.
Correct. Failure naman or failing doesn't mean that you're a failure. Eh. You're a failure if you stop. The moment that you fail at nag-stop ka na, yun yung failure. Kasi failure is sometimes, hindi siya bump in the road eh. Parang sometimes, ano lang siya eh, parang nandyan siya para to boost you eh, to help you to become better. Parang somehow failure is a way of making us realize saan tayo nagkulang, saan pa tayo pwede mag-improve. Kasi, you know, we are all parang we're still improving, we're still learning. Marami pa tayong kailangan matutunan. You can never say na alam mo na lahat. So, yun yung mga bagay na, no? That's a good point from Rafael. Parang, okay lang okay lang magkamali. Basta you learn from that mistake and you apply those learnings sa mga susunod mong mga gagawin. Okay, so before we end, maghanap lang tayo, baka may mga questions tayo from our social media. Ayan, may tanong dito si M. For the students, naisip nyo bang ipagpaliban ang school year? This is a good question, ha? Ipagpaliban ang school year na to because of those struggles and difficulties. Kayo ba mga estudyante na at one point, stop muna ako? May ganun ba? Kim?
May point po na dumating na pwedeng ipagpaliban, but I insisted na wag na po talaga. Kasi, yun nga, first of all, sayang yung taon, sayang yung learnings, and tsaka wala naman pong masama sa pagtatry. So, itry lang natin kung anong outcome. So, yun, learn to adapt na lang din. Kung kaya, good. If not, yun, at least we try. Yun po.
Okay. May. May? Ayan. Kung nandito ka pa, May, pwede mo bang galawin ang basong ito? Yes, nagkakaroon ng technical problem si May. Ayan. Ayan, ginalaw niya na yung baso. Nandyan siya. Okay.
Of course po, naisip. Of course po, naisip. Actually, hindi po talaga ako mag-enroll nung first sem. Ayoko talaga kasi nasa isip ko, I'll enroll sa face-to-face na lang, ganon. Pero yun nga po, I thought of it na use my time na maging productive naman, maging responsible of the things na will benefit me in the future. And I know na goal ko naman talagang graduate. So, ayun, edi use my time at mag-enroll na ako. And then, marami rin naman akong natutunan and I'm actually happy na I did enroll.
Okay.
So,
Rafael.
At first po, hindi ko po talaga siya naiisip. Pero at the middle of it, dun ko po siya biglang naisip na, God, gusto ko na po mag-drop. Kasi nahihirapan na po ako. Pero as mentioned, I am po a scholar. And then, tinutulungan ko po yung family ko po financially. So, I thought na kung titigil po ako, since pandemic, they really need ng help. And then, I asked an admin sa LPU, what if mag-stop po ako, mababalik po ba yung scholarship ko? Tapos sabi, hindi, it doesn't go that way. So yeah, finish ko na po siya. And then, I'm a student leader as well. So kung sa kalagitnaan po, titigil po ako, the officers that I have, the subordinates that I have, na mini-mentor ko po, ini-inspire ko po through my difficulties, through my struggles, and through my experiences, ano na mangyayari, di ba? I mean, yeah, naisip ko siyang ipagpaliban. However, in-erase ko po agad yung thought na yon because marami pong nakadepende sa akin. And I always go by to my purpose nga po, na I am studying to help my family, to influence other people, to inspire my colleagues or yung mga officers ko po, and to really get the grasp, the lesson of this pandemic. Tinake ko na lang po siya as a positive connotation than of the negative one po. So yun po.
Ayan, you mentioned meron kasi parang gusto mong tulungan yung parents mo. Ito may specific question for you. May added pressure ba sa performance mo sa school considering na your parent or one of your parents ay nag-work sa Lyceum? Si Sir Mike, he's working with us sa Lyceum. May added pressure daw ba sa'yo to perform better?
Tawagin ko pa gusto niyo. Hindi po. Added pressure, hindi po. At first, naisip ko parang ako lang po yung nag-iisip na hala, I need to prove something because my dad is in the same institution, and of course dala ko po yung name ko. However, unang day na pagpasok ko pa lang po sa LPU, sinabi niya po na okay, you do your thing, I do my thing. Kung anong sa tingin mong magagawin mong best para sa sarili mo, para sa career mo, go lang. Walang pressure. Kung ayaw mo mag-basketball, okay lang. Basta kung saan ka masaya. And that's really good in terms of on his side po. Very open po kasi sila na parang as long as wala kang natatapakang tao, as long as hindi ka nape-pressure or wala kang nakakaaway in what you are doing, go lang, pursue lang. Yung pressure, it's never been an issue, especially kahit ngayon, hindi po nila sinasabi na, wag kang titigil kailangan namin kasi tinutulungan mo kami, or, hoy, umano-ano ka naman, naano ka na kasi yung grades mo, may maintaining ka. Walang ganun. But may tiwala naman po sila at this time. And ayun, tulungan lang po kami, pataasin po. Ganun po.
Actually, may point yun. Minsan hindi naman tayo pinipressure talaga ng parents natin. Minsan tayo yung nag-i-impose ng pressure sa sarili natin. Sometimes, feeling ko yung mga estudyante ngayon, ako, nakarelate ako doon na parang nung nag-aaral ako yung nagpuput ng pressure sa sarili ko Not really the parents, not really the people around me. Talagang minsan you have to remove that na yung ikaw mismo yung ng pressure sa sarili mo. Kasi pag sa'yo galing yung pressure, internal struggle siya. So, mabuting ikaw, inaalis mo yung pressure mo rin sa sarili mo. Okay. So, ito, yung next question ko, for the student, and for the student leaders, how do you use your title to influence fellow students in the time of pandemic? Ayan. Medyo pang Miss Universe yata itong question na ito. How do you use your title to influence fellow students in the time of pandemic? Sige, Kim, you start.
Sa akin po is just being a good example is enough po para sa akin. So, though importante yung activities or yung programs na gusto mong gawin para sa students, but kailangan mag-start yung leadership sa sarili mo Hindi kailangan na mag-start ka na malaki agad. Umpisahan natin sa maliliit na bagay. How? Mag-serve tayo as an inspiration. Be the student na mag-cheer up. Be the student na okay na model. Kung though presented naman tayo sa struggles, pero kailangan tayo yung unang mag-overcome nito. Hindi naman siya totally pressure, but lang siya, pangtaas lang ng moral, kumbaga ng mga students na hindi naman kailangan na sa lahat ng oras ay susuko tayo. Kailangan natin is to try, find ways, explore lang tayo sa mga pwede nating gawin. Huwag tayo mag-focus sa problems, huwag tayo mag-focus sa stress. Find time for leisure. Libangin natin yung sarili natin. Kasi college naman tayo, hindi naman tayo nagtatrabaho. So, kailangan multitasking lang din. In a good way, kailangan hindi tayo totally na nagpapatalo sa stress or sa problem. So, yun, para sa akin, malaking bagay po ang pagiging isang mabuting modelo.
Okay, ito si Rafael, medyo madami itong hats na sinusuot. So, ayan, marami yung mga tinutulungan ding estudyante. Now, ayan, for your question, how do you use your title to influence your fellow student? Lalong may pandemya.
Opo. Ako po, since I am a president po of arts, hindi ko po lagi silang sinasabihan na president ako, mga subordinates kayo, you should follow me, ganun. I always tell them na be yourself. You are here for a reason. Kumbaga, join ka sa arts or join ka with this organization for a purpose, for a reason. Bakit ka ba join? Is it for fame ba? Is it for clout? Ganun, for like, nagiging famous kasi kapag student leader. Pero bakit ka ba join as a student leader? Lagi ko po yung tanong sa kanila and always I remind that to them. Ano ba? You join ba to serve people? And if that is your purpose, then it's good to serve the students, to be an example, to be an influencer in your own way. And ayun. And also, hindi lang po siya confined sa pagiging, sa organization ko. Of course, being the president, you get to interact with other people, you get to inspire through your works. And ang ginagawa ko po, how to influence my fellow students, is that lagi ko pong sinasabi sa kanila na in whatever position that you are, wala yan. Wala yung titles, walang halaga yan. The important part is you are working in a collaborative effort to make an influence, to make an impact in the team, and of course, to other people as well, to serve as an inspiration to them na, oh my God, kaya niya, kaya ko din, na hala, sana all, ganun ako, di ba? Kasi if we will keep on be reminding ourselves of the title, na president ka, kailangan mo yan, ganito, you have this kind of responsibility, dun ka madidrain, dun ka madidemotivated. Always have a heart of a leader, and by having a heart of a leader is your leader, you're leading, you're serving, you're influencing other people, and by that, yun po, ganun ko po na-influence my fellow students in the time of pandemic.
Okay, thank you. And this one, may pumasok na question. This is for the professors naman. So, what's your personal stand for the possible face-to-face class as early as next year? Meron kasing mga nagsasabi na pwede na tayo mag face-to-face. Possible. If ever ready ba ang ating school for this transition again sa face-to-face? Dr. Cel.
Okay, for the first question, what's my personal stand for the possible face-to-face? Personal, ha?
Yes, po.
Okay. Personally, I am not into having a face-to-face. Okay, number one, it is not safe because of course our first priority will be the safety of our students as well as our teachers. So, as long as wala pa talaga tayong vaccine that will serve as our shield and protection against against this virus, for me, my stand will still be I am not into face-to-face. Okay? Ang condition ko lang, dapat meron talaga tayong
Correct.
vaccine na. Okay? If ever ready na ba yung college or university, of course, before we have to pursue the face-to-face class, we have to prepare. Number one, yung mga health protocols. Kasi syempre, we have to make sure na we observe the social distance sa classroom. Syempre, yung number of students in a class, dapat lilimitahan mo yan kasi may social distance na dapat i-observe. Plus other health and safety protocols that we have to implement to make sure that everybody will be safe as they come back to the school. So that's my answer, Em. Thank you, Em, for that question.
Thank you, Sir JM. Actually, same stand with Dean Cel. It would be really scary for us to resume immediately. Especially now, hearing from the other countries who resumed face-to-face classes. Biglang nag-spike up kagad yung ano nila, di ba? Yung kanilang what's this? Number of pandemic patients, no? COVID patients. So it's really scary. Not unless we have those vaccine already in the Philippines, siguro pwede na tayo magpakawala ng konti. But of course, as Dean, ito nga yung sinasabi namin lagi, as Dean, it's either do that or blended ka ng konti, yung laboratory gagawin mo na ngayon, and then yung lecture sa bahay ulit, no? Lahat pure lecture sa bahay, pero yung laboratory gawin mo na, di ba? That's an option. It's either that kasi or mag-extend tayo ng term. Yun lang ang options natin eh. Dahil as we prolong the laboratory components, nauubos lahat ng lecture components ngayon. But rest assured, for the information of everybody, we are actually applying for a face-to-face sa TESDA, yung TESDA Culinary Institute natin. Because when the pandemic hits, tinanggal natin yung TESDA program eh. Pinagpahinga muna natin siya until now, 8 months na. Nagpapahinga na yung TESDA. No? Now, ang TESDA kasi is pumayag as long as we are IETF certified. Now, not I guess, but of course, as an ARCWAT also, no, and knowing people from CHED, syempre mas mabigat yung hihingin nila sa atin if we will consider resuming face-to-face. It's not as easy as, sige, bukas face-to-face na tayo. Hindi. Meron talaga yan. May protocols yan. So with the question of, is the school or the university ready? Do not worry. Because kapag nagbukas ang university, they are IATF certified. Because if not, hindi din sila papayagan ng government eh. No? So, that's it for that question.
Yung mga daw po, extracurricular online activities, do we have plans daw po? Kasi actually, yan yung isa sa mga hinahanap lagi ng mga estudyante during sa mga pag sa face-to-face, yung mga intrams, foundation day. What may plan ba ang ating university for organizing mga online daw extracurricular activities?
Well, I'll start na, no? Just to give you an idea, Dean Cel was the chair of Foundation 2019.
Yes.
Now, I am now the chair of the Foundation of 2020. So just imagine that, kung gano'n na kami ka-stress ngayon, di ba? 2 years na, no? Sa February, 2 years nang hindi natin nararanasan yung mga extracurricular activities na yun na bumubuo naman talaga sa lifelong experience ng mga estudyante natin. But well, our institution had started creating, pero aminin natin sa hindi, iba pa rin kasi yung online gaming like Mobile Legends and all doon sa actual basketball, di ba? Sa actual basketball, di ba? Iba talaga yung experience eh. But we are trying our best. Our cultural director, and of course, Sir Mike and his team, Coach Mea and her team, is actually trying their best na baka naman may magagawa tayo online. Diba? Pero huwag kayong mag-alala kasi ang kapalit naman nun student ay yung mga plug-offs natin. So, mag-plug-offs muna tayo. Laro muna tayo sa bahay natin.
Sa bahay-bahay muna dahil iwas din tayo. Iwas makahawa din tayo ng COVID. So, meron po ba, if I may right, mga online activities? Tama po ba?
Yes, we do. We do. Kaya it's more on performance based. It's more on, extracurricular like, di ba, may mga game nights na ngayon ng mga organizations, etc. Yun.
Okay, not really yung mga parang intrams like foundation day.
It's impossible eh.
Okay, sige. So ito yung last question from the audience. What's the biggest mental challenge you encountered during the pandemic and paano niyo siya in-overcome? Sige, let's get it from May. Tanong natin si May. Ano yung biggest mental challenge for you?
Of course, lahat naman, hindi sila na lahat. Ako, myself, I'm not really mentally stable. So, for me, the biggest challenge is yung with the kasabayan ng online classes. For me, yung na boundaries, not knowing the boundaries ng personal and yung academic life. Kasi po, for me, minsan talaga parang na-overwhelm ako masyado. Hindi ko alam kung ano ba yung unahin ko. Tapos, yun nga, I'm not staying in a healthy, I'm not saying na yung environment po talaga not really healthy. Pero of course, we have our own ups and downs. So parang nasa sa'yo na lang if paano mo i-take yun as as a negative or positive way. So if i-overcome mo yun, know your boundaries talaga. Kumbaga, set the limit talaga. If hindi masaset ng school, kasi nga, of course, you have to do your tasks din ng bahay, chores, kumbaga, know your limits na lang, alone. Kumbaga, be nice to yourself and don't be harsh na you have to finish this certain task today. learn how to rest and know how to breathe and
Nagre-rest lang saglit si May. Habang ano niya, tinutuloy niya ang kanyang statement. Sige, let's move forward with Kim. And then after Kim, Rafael.
Sa akin naman po, of course, hindi naman sa lahat, pero lumabas sa akin yung questions na may katuturan pa ba yung ginagawa ko or kaya ko pa ba? So, ayun, parang at the first stage po kasi, parang, I mean, sa may katuturan pa ba, is it okay na focus ako sa study ko habang sa outside nga, ganun yung nangyayari. So, parang dumadapo sa isip ko syempre na parang para saan ba itong ginagawa ko? It is more on personal, pero parang sinasabi ko yung nangyayari sa society. But yun, na-overcome ko siya sa acceptance lang and finding ways on how to help the society as well. So yun nga, isa sa naging pinakamalaking step is yung pagkaka-elect natin bilang LCC president nga. So doon nag-start, for me, doon nag-start na parang, may katuturan pala yung ginagawa ko na, wait, may kaya pala akong gawin para matulungan yung society and at the same time, develop myself. So, para sa akin, nakita ko yung mismong value, kung ano yung dapat nating matutunan. Yun, parang you can give contributions in some ways, pero hindi palagian na kailangan meron ka contribution. Then, dun sa kaya ko pa ba, ayun, one thing I've learned is that I am not alone. Hindi ako nag-iisa sa struggle na ito. Hindi ko dapat sarilinin lahat. I mean, may mga bagay na kailangan ko sarilinin, pero hindi lahat ng bagay kailangan sa akin lang. Kailangan mag-express ako sa mga kaibigan, sa family, sa special someones natin. So, malaking tulong siya talaga kung paano cope up. Kasi, yun nga, hindi naman lahat ng bagay hindi madali eh. So, para sa akin lang, magtiwala tayo sa sarili natin. Trust the process lang talaga. Parang lahat ng bagay nangyayari. I-view natin yung positive side ng life. Huwag tayo dun sa pangit lang. So, maganda rin na nangyayari lahat for a reason, for our development. Sabi nga nila, you can never know the light kung hindi mo pa nakikita kung ano yung dark. Parang hindi mo alam yung success kung hindi ka dumaan sa hirap. Parang yung success na yun, mas matamis, sweeter, kung mas mahirap natin bago naabot. So, yun lang po.
Rafael?
Ayun po. The biggest mental challenge that I encounter, and of course, a lot of people ngayon, students, even professors nga encounter, is mental exhaustion or mental drain. Kasama na rin po din yung physically exhausted, burnout, in short. Kasi po, yon increase in screen time, titanic workload, and kasama pa, yes, kasama pa talaga yung existential crisis and imposter syndrome na nararanasan, yung parang, wala naman tong patutunguhan, magaling ba ako? I was just lucky at this time, kaya ang tataas ng scores ko, ganon. Ganon, how did I overcome it? Actually, it's a long discussion, pero my steps are, first is to be conscious, to be aware, the power of now, na bring to light yung nararamdaman mo. Kumbaga, if you are sad, acknowledge it first. I am sad today. I am not okay. Kasi there is a saying na once you bring it to consciousness, you are bringing it to light. And when there is light, it will eradicate the darkness itself. Na wag nating i-deny na hindi tayo okay, na as long as dine-deny natin, parang we are building lies sa sarili natin na, okay ako, pero deep inside hindi naman, 'di ba? And then another thing is really know yourself. Ano ba talaga yung nagpapasaya sa'yo? Ano ba yung things na nagiging okay ka? Kasi hindi siya go by a definition or pag sinabi ko, okay, watch a movie. Hindi siya ganun eh. Mali mo yung iba, hindi masaya sa panonood ng movie. Yung iba yung ways nila to cope up. So, really know yourself kung ano ba talaga yung nagpapasaya sa'yo. Tapos, just do it. It's important to always take a rest, sabi nga ni Nick. And then, another thing is, eto, personal experience ko to, lagi kong tinatanong sa lola ko, magpapahinga ba ako o gagawa ko ng activity? Ganon. Tapos lagi niya sagot, magpahinga ka, tao ka, hindi ka robot. Ganon. Kasi we are a battery, di ba? Our brain, our whole body is a battery na kailangan nating i-recharge. Hindi naman yung 24/7 na parang 7-Eleven na bukas, na nag-work. So, kailangan natin take a breather, kalma lang, you should take rest, ganun. And last important thing is that whenever I see girls and boys, charot, whenever na alam mo, ano ba yan? Whenever na alam mo that there are upcoming na exams, deadlines, fit works na madami talaga, is to really double up your self-care. Kung at the moment, oh my God, shocks, ito na yung tsunami, ito na, ang dami na naman, balik classes na naman. At the very exact moment, double up your self-care na okay, ang dami kong mapagdadaanan, may stress na naman ako, might as well enjoy the moment. Hindi ko na muna siya iisipin na, hala, tomorrow, ang dami kong gagawin. Enjoy the moment, the power of now. Be conscious, it's your present, and yeah, that's how you can overcome it. And lastly pala, sorry, is to always have a personal reminder. You can see at my back. Yan, nasa wall ko yan. Tapos, kung i-turn ko yung camera dito, nandun lang yung kama ko. So, makalas siya ngayon. Pero, every time na I wake up, I always look at my personal reminders, my personal achievements na grabe, laban lang tayo. Dreams don't work unless you do. Focus, study, and win. Whenever kasi na we remind ourselves na kaya natin to, we prime ourselves first thing in the morning na God, kaya ko to. The rest of the day, the rest of the week nga it's positive. It's a known phenomenon psychologically, yung the football players na bago sila lumaban, nagcha-chant sila or sumisigaw sila because it releases stress, ganun. They are claiming in the universe na mananalo kami, kaya natin to. Same to you as in pag-wake up mo, try nyo po na sumigaw po kayo or parang i-claim nyo na kaya ko to, it's nice, ganun. Actually, ginagawa ko.
Baka magulat yung buong bahay.
Actually, ginagawa ko.
Baka akala nila may nangyari sa'yo.
Tapos sanay na yung mga magulang ko na bigla may gumaganon. May gumaganon sa umaga. Na kaya ko to, ganun. Kasi it boosts you. And ayun, sabi ni Kim, na no man is an island. Always have a person or group of friends na ma-vent out mo. Tama yun. Kasi kapag kinikim-kim mo sa sarili mo na may problema ka pala, ba't ayaw mong i-share? Ganun. Always have a vent out person. Kasi yun nga, na nasi-share mo at saka nawawala yung tinik sa heart mo. So, ang dami kong sinabi. Kailangan ko huminga. Ayun. Thank you po.
Sorry, I was on, ayan. Cardinal rule number 1, nakamute ako. Okay. Before we edit po, we know na malapit na matapos ang 2020. Few days from now, we will be entering 2021, and we're hoping and praying that the remaining days will bring us good things, positive things. Pero if there is one highlight of your 2020, briefly, ano yon at bakit, Dr. Cel?
Nakakaano yung tanong mo ha. If there is one highlight, siguro the highlight there in my 2020 in this year is ano ba? Focusing your time to your family. Siguro.
Family.
Yeah, family. Kasi I realized that because of this pandemic, perhaps everybody knows about it. Because of this pandemic, it pushed me it pushed me to give up my post and be a full-time teacher because
Yeah.
because I really need to spend more time with my children, especially the young ones, kasi yung anak ko elementary. So he really needs my help and my assistance while he's studying. So I realized that family is more important than career. However, mahal ko rin naman yung career ko. Pero syempre,
Family comes first.
kapag kailangan ka, kasi nanay naman ako eh. Pag nanay talaga, pag kailangan ka ng mga anak mo, regardless, ibibigay mo talaga yung oras mo. So I realized that family is very important. Mahalaga yon, lalo na pag ang mga bata maliliit pa. You have to nurture them, you have to take care of them so that when they grow up, they would remember you who is a caring mother and loving mother for them. So siguro ako, na-realize ko talaga dito sa 2020, mahalaga ang pamilya. Pahalagahan natin ang ating pamilya. Yon. Pero mahalin din natin ang ating trabaho. Pero syempre, ang pamilya, lalo na ang ating mga anak, ako perspektibo bilang isang nanay, mahalaga ang ating mga anak. Yon. Thank you.
Ayan po. Chef D.
Wow. Yeah. Actually, that's the question na hindi ko kagad kayang masagot, no? Pero I just realized it now nung sumasagot si Dean Cel. Well, one of the biggest highlights, of course, of this pandemic, this 2020, is hindi siya positive eh, parang negative siya. Negative is saying goodbye to our some of our people in LPU, and also seeing them grow out of LPU. And I'm very proud of that. Baka nga kasi minsan kaya minawawala is merong nakukuhang bago, or they would be able to be more outside of the institution. Hindi lang naman sa LPU yan eh. I think makaka-relate din yung ibang viewers natin, yung ibang students natin na kahit sa parents nila, right? And of course, one of the biggest highlights also is I realized na hindi ko pala kayang mag-isa. I cannot do it alone. I need the support of everybody, including my students. Biggest achievement of this year is that I was able to emulate myself and to multiply myself through my students, through my organization leaders, president. Sila Miss Mayen ng Council, sila Miss Nicole Tolentino ng LTS, sila Carlo, sila Aaron, lahat sila. Because hindi ko pala kaya mag-isa makipag-usap sa 800 na bata. No? Kailangan ko pala ng tulong. And to be able for me, for the institution, for the department to be understood, the leaders like Raf, Kim, May, no? These leaders, kailangan sila yung unang nakakaintindi sa'yo. Right? And because of that, we're very harmonious sa college, no? Sa college. And I think LPU ngayon is sobrang adjusted na because of that. We empower students. That's the biggest highlight ngayon. At hindi lang siya basta nasa wall nakalagay na you need to empower your students, you need to emulate yourself. Ito pala talaga yung practice nun. And because of that, I thank all of our students for accepting the challenge of this pandemic. And look at me now. We are nearly up to the finish line. So, congratulations sa lahat ng mga nag-survive at sa lahat ng hindi sumuko. Bagsakuan ng dreams. Maraming salamat.
Okay, for the students, May, highlight of your 2020.
Marami naman po tayo natutunan na positive or negative. And of course, for me, marami din po akong naging experiences. Of course, sa mga hosting namin, then production, tapos sa ACADS. And of course, sa sarili ko rin, marami din po akong na-witness na na-discover ng mga talents, mga ganun po. And of course, one thing na parang na-highlight talaga for me is be learn to appreciate yourself more kasi you have sarili mo yung mga kaya mo pang gawin, be nice to yourself and of course yung mga nagche-cheer sa'yo na yun yung mga tao na you need
Okay, thank you so much, May, sa yung na you have to appreciate yourself more. And now let's move on with Kim. Ano ang iyong highlight ngayong 2020?
Ang highlight ko po siguro, sana ito yung highlight ng lahat. So, ang highlight ko this 2020 is I survived. I mean, andito ako ngayon, kasama kayo, andito sila, yung viewers natin. So, yun yung pinakamalaking highlight talaga nito. Since, yun nga, sadly, maraming balita na maraming mga tao na, yun, na nawala. So, para sa akin, greatest highlight na ng 2020 is to survive 2020 itself. Yung makatawid tayo ng 2021 is a highlight and a blessing as well. And yun, aside sa pag-survive, isa sa highlight ko is I know na, I mean, I know the feeling of leading. Especially ngayon, medyo, overwhelming at nakakabigla na ayun, hawak natin yung, hindi naman hawak, pero tayo yung considered na pinaka-head ng LSSC. So, isa siyang malaking responsibility, but at the same time, it's a big lesson kung paano ba tayo dapat as a student na ano yung roles natin. So, sa akin, highlight ko talaga is ngayong 2020, nakita ko or nalaman ko kung ano yung purpose ko as a student. So, para sa akin, as a student, kailangan, ayun, maganda na makatulong tayo sa iba, may development ng sarili. Pero at the same time, yun nga, matulungan natin yung iba na maramdaman na estudyante pa rin sila. Hindi tayo, sabi nga ni Raf, hindi tayo robot, estudyante pa rin tayo. So, in times of hardships, maparamdam natin na may karamay ka, may kaibigan ka, at ayun, nandito lang si Kim, pogi niya, di ba? The joke lang. So, yun po.
Kinilig siya, no? Okay. Thank you, Kim. Rafael?
The highlight of 2020, yung binuhat ni Kim yung bangko niya talaga, sa pagsabi, the joke lang po. The highlight po of this 2020 is the pandemic itself. Why? Because the pandemic really brought something to us na in personal, na-realize ko po that self-care is very, very important. And upon loving yourself, self-love, though it may sound selfish, pero upon loving yourself, accepting your flaws, your beauty marks, your kung ano mang mga insecurities mo in life, you will radiate the energy of positivity to others. You get to inspire other people. You get to influence other people. And because of this pandemic, aside from me realizing my self-worth, is to be appreciative ng current state mo, and being appreciative ng current state mo, it doesn't mean na kailangan mo nang i-neglect yung mga alam naman nating na under the marginalized sector, or yung mga hindi privileged. Do the things na alam mong makakatulong to them in the simplest way that you can. And next one, aside from being appreciative that is brought by the pandemic, is to really know yourself, to know your purpose, and to unleash your 200% at everything that you do. Ngayon po, hindi ko nga po alam kung paano ko po siya nahahandle. Kasi po, I am in affiliation with 3 orgs, tapos 2 po outside, and then I'm an influencer, and modeling po aside.
Natad.
So, yeah, and unleashing your 200%, na take this pandemic as an opportunity to explore, to go out to your comfort zone, na kahit may mga failures, kahit may mga no's, more than no's, more than rejections, than yeses, it serves as a lesson. And ayun, lastly, is yun nga po, love. love is very essential, not only to ourselves, but also to other people, to our family. Ngayon ko lang po, sobrang naging ka-close yung kapatid ko na 4 years old, na bigla-biglang sumisingit sa Zoom meetings, na sabihin po niya, bigla-bigla, na sabihin mo sa teacher mo ang pangit niya, gano'n. Makulit po kasi siya talaga. Or lagi po siya sisigaw ng Cocomelon, gano'n. So ayun, at the simplest things, na yung mga little things na nane-neglect natin before, bago pa yung pandemic, na-realize natin na sobrang laki pala niya talaga, na grabe, I am blessed and I can be of blessing to other people as well. So ayun po, let us not kill this love. Ram pa pam pa pam pa pam.
K-pop, K-pop. Okay.
Yeah.
Sige. Thank you so much po sa inyong mga insights. Really, this pandemic has taught us so many things. Personally, yung mga ilan lang sa mga takeaway ko sa inyong mga sinabi. Actually, number one from Dean Cel. Grabe, from the mother herself. Family. Isa sa mga naging highlight talaga ng 2020 natin is mas na-appreciate natin yung family natin because we were given time to spend more time with them. Parang somehow, the moment that yung buhay natin ay huminto because of the pandemic, it's actually where it started naman na nagkaroon tayo ng maraming oras sa pamilya natin. Sasama-sama natin silang, araw-araw natin silang kasama. And yun nga, at the end of the day, sino bang makakasama natin? Sino yung nandyan for us? It's our family. And then, yung love yourself, lagi nating mahalin tama yung sarili natin. And then for Chef D, yung mga hindi sumuko, yung mga patuloy na lumaban. Correct. It's really hard. This is a tough year for everyone, for the whole world. But truly, it's a matter sometimes na you really, parang ganun na yung nangyari. You really have to take care of yourself. You really have to continue moving forward. Because at the end, everything naman ay matatapos. We just have to be strong. Pero sabi nga ni Rafael, it's okay not to be okay at some point. At doon napapasok yung part kung saan you have to love yourself more. You have to give time to take care of yourself more. Na isa rin sa mga bagay na nakalimutan natin or maaaring nakalimutan natin because of our busy lifestyle before the pandemic. That we are being too focused on our work, being focused on the things na ginagawa natin, but we forget yung mga simple things na nandyan sa paligid natin. And then you have to appreciate really the things that are around you, yung mga bagay na kadalasang ini-ignore natin because your attention is focused on other things. So yun yung mga takeaway ko from your insights na magandang dalhin ng bawat isa sa atin. And we hope yung mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, yung kasama nating kakwentuhan ngayon, marami kayo natutunan, you feel inspired, at nagbigay kami ng inspiration sa inyo sa mga statement ng ating mga mahuhusay na guest tonight. Maraming salamat po. Thank you for joining us here sa ICANN Studio sa 2020 Success Stories. Baka po meron kayong ipopromote, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin, everyone, Dr. Cel, Chef D, May, Kim, and Rafael, baka meron po kayong mga gustong batiin or i-promote before we end.
Pwedeng ako muna.
Yan, go, Dr. Cel.
Siyempre, hello sa aking mga anak, siyempre sa aking asawa. And siyempre, hello sa aking mga estudyante. And of course, mag-enroll kayo sa LPU, ha? Okay, because in LPU, we provide quality education and we take the lead. Okay,
Yes.
LPU.
Okay, Chef B.
Yes, gusto ko yun, may marketing din pala, no? Well, first of all, congratulations, ICANN Studios. Sir JP, very good hosting. Maraming salamat for inviting us. Of course, I would like to say hi and hello to our Vice Dean, Miss Jana Dotimas, na nag-enlist pa hanggang ngayon kasama si Dr. Ryan Gamoso dahil sa mga pending na bata, no, na hindi pa na-enlist, at sa ating napakasipag na registrar. Busy po hanggang ngayon. Pero kidding aside, sa lahat ng hard work, sa lahat ng admin ng LPU-Laguna na hindi nakikita ng mga estudyante din, ng mga parents, sometimes ng mga faculty din, no, kung gaano silang kapagod. So, just keep moving forward. And alam naman ni Lord kung para saan yung efforts natin. No? So, to all of our students who are listening right now, kung hindi pa po kayo enroll, mag-enroll na po kayo. Experience excellence. Experience the education in LPU Laguna.
Go LPU Laguna! Go! Ayan. Sa mga estudyante natin, may mga ipopromote, babatiin ba kayo? Rafael, Kim, or May, may mga projects ba ang inyong mga organization or you want to greet people? Go, Rafael.
Okay po. Pwede ako po muna? Sige po. Ayun po, to all na nanonood, thank you so much for actually, ang daming nanonood ngayon na nag-stay from first to hanggang until ngayon. And it's so nice, wala lang, and nakaka-overwhelm. And yung mga tao na nagpapa-shoutout dyan. So, Stephanie, hi, Ronan, Pauline, Shamay, Denzel, yung mga tao nagko-comment ng Go Raf, thank you so much, grabe. It's so fulfilling.
Socially
Iyak na ako.
influencer
So,
na,
na-touch ka
social media
because.
influencer talaga.
Ayun. So, thank you so much, guys, to my arts fam, to all, as in all, like professors, kung ano mang profession that you have today, especially the frontliners, all of you are contributing to the community with an impact. Huwag niyong ilalang yung sarili niyo. And ayun, always be reminded na you are there for a purpose. Ayun, si Pauline. Hi, Pauline. Ayun. Yun po. Sobrang proud po ako sa mga taong patuloy na nagsisikap at nagpapatuloy po sa buhay. Nakaka-proud po kayo. So, ayun po. Salute po.
Thank you. Kim?
Ayan. So, first gusto ko pasalamat sa Icon Studios para sa pag-i-invite sa amin dito. Of course, sa lahat ng viewers na nanonood nitong ating ano bang tawag dito? Basta ito. Ayan, so yun, sobrang salamat and gusto ko lang din pasalamatan of course yung LSSC fam. Sobrang saya sa LSSC. Parang pantay-pantay lang talaga. So, isa yung goal, which is to serve the students. Gusto ko rin give thanks sa lahat ng organizations na present sa LPU. Super active lahat, lalo yan si Raf sa arts. Ayan. So, ayan, salamat at napapatuloy tayo sa pag-serve sa ating mga fellow Lyceans. Thank you sa mga professors na, of course, hindi ito madali, pero nag-exert tayo ng sobrang daming effort. So, gusto ko lang sabihin na we all appreciate kung ano man po lahat ng ginagawa nating lahat. So, yun, sa admin ng LPU, alam ko medyo stressful itong week na ito. Medyo madami tayong concerns at naninibago tayo sa lahat. Pero, yun, cheer up lang sa lahat sa atin. Sana i-continue natin at mag-serve as a blessing tayo sa next year, sa 2021. So hopefully lahat tayo ay magkita-kita sa 2021 with a big smile on our faces. So yun lang. Thank you po.
Thank you, Kim. May? Sumumbatiin? O may 7:30 tayo tomorrow, ha?
Sana po mabilis yung net ko. Ayun po. Thank you po sa, of course, Icon Studios for inviting us as your guests tonight. Thank you po. Kahit sobrang tinakot ako ni Sir JP kagabi. Thank you po. Ayun po. And of course, sa mga nanonood po dyan, hello po, good evening po sa inyo. Thank you for staying with us. And yung mga doon na nagpapa-shoutout daw, hello po sa inyo. And of course po, gusto ko lang ipa-like yung of course, our organization's Facebook page, Communicators Society LPU Laguna. Please like po. And of course, watch out for our contents din po. Please watch Piratang Bayan and of course, yung iba din po naming content. Yun po. Thank you po for watching. I hope you have a great night. Thank you po. And sana po marami po kayong na-take.
Sir,
Sige, go!
Yan, so ini-invite ko lahat ng Lyceans at lahat ng mga students na manood ng Mistletoe sa December 21. So, masaya ito. Ito ay parang isang online radio station kung saan makikita natin ang talents ng LPU. And of course, maganda na rin ito na interaction between students mismo. So, sana magkita-kita tayo dyan. Salamat.
Ayan. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you so much po, Dr. Cel, Chef B, May, Kim, and Rafael for joining us ngayong gabi. At sa lahat po ng tumutok, ito lang final, ito, pakita ko lang. Before together we will rise. Together, yan. Favorite kong shirt to ng CAS. Together, we rise. At sama-sama tayong aahon mula dito sa pandemyang ito. Maraming salamat po ulit. Thank you for joining us tonight. And don't forget to follow ICANN Studios on FB, IG, Twitter, and YouTube. And once again, I'm JP. It's a pleasure to join everyone here sa 2020 Success Stories. So yon, wala naman akong ipopromote. Follow nyo lang Communicators Society. Mag-enroll kayo sa Lyceum. Follow nyo na rin ang page ng Lyceum of the Philippines University Laguna. Hindi kayo magkakamali pag nag-enroll kayo doon. Mahusay yung mga professors na nandun. Okay. And then, see you again next week. Maraming salamat po. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated. Follow us on our other social media platforms at ICANN Studios PH on Twitter and Instagram, and ICANN Studios on Facebook. Thank you, Cankerers. We hope we inspired you.